All right. So personally, for me, this is some absolute fire news. Y'all see this right here. Y'all see this article. Y'all see the headline. Y'all see, what I titled this particular video. All that good stuff. Now, if you're not a big Baby Miller fan, obviously you're gonna hate this news. Um, already there's a lot of criticism coming on Big Baby Miller when they found out his sentencing, or I won't say sentencing, that's a little harsh, but his suspension for PED use, it did get shortened, or I won't say shortened, but at the very least, they did take away a couple months to allow him to be reinstated in the boxing. I believe it's in June. So by June, Big Baby, he's going to be back in the game. He's going to be back doing his thing, and he's going to be back making changes. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't feel no type of way about that. That's just what it is. And me personally, I'm a big Baby Miller fan. I feel like he, what I'm saying, he did it, he did the time that, he was given. He paid for his punishment, and now he's back where he's at. I don't know how much he paid for it. Check out my last video. Bro literally went, what I'm saying, almost close to financially broke. You know what I'm saying? That's not me just speculating and saying. He said that himself at his court hearing. And that was partially why, they granted a shorter suspension period, or at least they were willing to reinstate him in June. Or technically, he shouldn't have been reinstated, I think, until like July or August or something like that. So, with that being the case, understand the situation. Like, he went as far to say he lost his house, his wife, his wife is keeping his son away from him. Now they're in a custody battle, so he's paying money for that. Supposedly, he didn't even have enough money to stay enrolled in the Nevada system during his suspension, which is very important, and actually should have played a big factor in whether or not they're going to reinstate him earlier than usual. But because they understood that situation, he was able to prove that. They said, okay, I get it. It's not because you didn't want to be in there, but it's because you couldn't afford to be in there. Because a lot of people don't know boxers got to pay for their own drug testing when they enroll in Nevada. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're a bigger boxer, bigger superstar, your promoter's going to pay for it. Your manager. Big Baby wasn't in that position. He didn't know when he was going to come back or even be in that. Now that, what I'm saying, it looked like he had a possibility of having a shorter sentence if he came to the commission and said the right things. You know what I'm saying? Here comes the manager, here comes the promoter, and they say, hey, we're going to get you back in Nevada for the last month. We're going to pay for everything. This is from his own mouth. This isn't me speculating and saying this shit. Y'all can check out my last video. All this shit is written. It's out there. But, we're going to pay for everything. So when you do go to this commission and when you are in court and you're asking for a shorter sentence, they may look at the duration of your suspension. You may not have been on VADA, which is, strongly considered to help with you getting a shorter sentence, but they'll see the reason why, and they'll see, hey, he's been on it at least the last month. So that shows he's serious and he's willing to continue that all the way until we reinstate him in June. And then also his situation as well. Ultimately, the commission granted him a shorter suspension, or at least, taking a couple months off that joint, like I said before, he's back in June. But with that being said, remember in that particular video, I also said I was excited for this to happen because, once again, he paid for his sins, you know what I'm saying, and he did what he was supposed to do to come back. So why not get his man? Some may say a third chance, fourth chance, whatever it is. I just feel like we all fuck up many times. There's no number on it, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, if y'all disagree with me, let me know why, and I would love to talk about it. But I was wondering, I was like, what would be next for Big Baby? You know what I'm saying? I was like, if he does come back, the way the heavyweight division is right now, it is a beautiful time for him to kind of start making a name for himself again, because everything's kind of in a limbo. You know what I'm saying? When he left, everything was just what it is. You know what I'm saying? There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anthony Joshua was the best heavyweight, and everyone wanted to get that fight because he's the money fight. Tyson Fury was, floating around. He's like, he's the most skilled heavyweight. If it's possible to get that fight, that would be fire. And that might have been a possibility because remember, Big Baby, he signed with Top Rank after Eddie Hearn got rid of him after the first PED scandal within, that particular organization. Obviously, he had one before with kickboxing. And then Deontay Wilder was the hardest punching, you know what I'm saying? So everything was solidified, everything was written, everything was black and white when it came to heavyweight division. Now, that's not the case. Wilder, we don't know if he's coming back. Anthony Joshua, he has 2 losses. And we don't know if he's going to be able to beat Usyk in this rematch. Tyson Fury's fighting Dillian White, and Tyson Fury's talking about retiring after. So this is a perfect time, really, for Big Baby to come back and make some real money and put himself in a position where we're like, hey, we want to see this guy fight, just because the heavyweight division is in such a limbo. I think Tyson Fury understands that. And then once again, remember, Bob Arum was the one who signed Big Baby after the first PED scandal that he had with Eddie Hearn. Obviously, he had one before, but I'm talking about in the particular sport of boxing. So for Tyson Fury, now let's get to the article, this thing over here. Tyson Fury to decide to drop Jared Anderson. Remember, Jared Anderson is a stud, an absolute stud. He helped him get ready for the third Deontay Wilder fight. I think he helped him. I think he helped him get ready in the last 2 Deontay Wilder fights, actually, the second fight and the third one. We also know that Jared Anderson, he's coming up in the ranks. He's also called Big Baby. But you know, I'm a big fan of Jared. I think he's a fucking stud. He's supposed to be on the undercard of the Tyson Fury Dillian White fight. I'm gonna be watching that because he has a bright future. But as you can see, Tyson Fury in crazy sparring partner choice to replace Jared Anderson. You see Big Baby Miller right there. It's coming from World Boxing News. So let's go ahead and read the article and let's see why World Boxing News is saying it's this crazy sparring partner choice. Okay. So let's take a look. The Gypsy King controversially plumped for twice banned Jarrell Miller as his choice moving forward. The reaction is eye-opening. Fury could have chosen anyone with similar marauding style to White, but opted to bring Miller in and pay him the money on the offer. Obviously, Miller tested positive for 3 separate steroids before losing out on a shot at Anthony Joshua. After serving a suspension, Big Baby got flagged for steroids as we prepare for his comeback. And remember, that's with 2 different promotional companies. That's when Miller first signed with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn dropped him after the one with Joshua. Then he signed with Top Rank. Top Rank dropped him after the comeback. Well, obviously, he didn't get to fight the comeback, but after he got flagged. So, however, this is boxing. Therefore, Miller will earn significant checks from sparring duties and be in the ring again this year, maybe as early as June or July. Okay. So this is coming from the man he was supposed to fight before, you know, he ended up getting popped. I mean, cheating is cheating. At this point, Jarrell Miller is attempted murder. I say that because he used illegal drugs in sports. We use our bodies. One punch can end a life. So if he kills a man in the ring, it is an accident. If he knowingly used illegal drugs, the answer is simply for anyone, no. And you can see here this picture right here. Tyson Fury is obviously on the Jarrell Miller Big Baby train. He obviously wants him to have a fruitful comeback when it comes to the sport. And then we're going to go into denying any wrongdoing in the past. Miller has brazenly tested positive for a quarter of substance. He's never really been away from the sport. We know that. But the media must ask Fury questions regarding why he chose a controversial American in the first place. There are plenty of other sparring partners who would want and need a payday against him in the gym, not to mention the experience a young fighter could gain from the WBC King, sadly. So what do you guys think about this? Tyson Fury is in support of Big Baby Miller's comeback. I'm in support of Big Baby Miller's comeback. Are you guys? Hit the comment section below. Like the video. Subscribe. This is breaking news, y'all. No one else is reporting this. Big Baby Miller is official sparring partner for Tyson Fury to get ready for Dillian White. So this is only makes me speculate. I wonder if Top Rank and Bob Arum will be willing to re-sign him. Or maybe Frank Warren. Frank Warren might be like, let me put a foot in this shoe. I don't know. I want to know what y'all think. As always, let a nigga know. I love y'all.